Maido! Hi there, Japan fans. Today's show, we're going to talk about anticipation. Preseno Master Shimasho. This is the 8th year of the Presentation Japan Series podcast. We're beaming around the world to you from sunny Minato-ku in Tokyo. I'm your host, Dr. Greg Story, Dale Carnegie Tokyo franchise owner, the president of Dale Carnegie Tokyo Training, and the 3-time best-selling author of Japan Sales Mastery, which is Zaeigyo in Japanese, Japan Business Mastery, and Japan Presentations Mastery, or in Japanese, Anatomo Prezen no Tachijin. Plus, Stop Wasting Money on Training, which in Japanese is Training de Okane o Muru ni Suru wa Yamimashou, and all are available on Amazon. Through this podcast, I want to help you become a better speaker, to be 1, clear, 2, confident, 3, persuasive, 4, highly influential with those around you. Don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast with your family, friends, and colleagues. We are not being sponsored by Libsyn, but we value your privacy, which is why we have our podcast hosted by Libsyn. Unlike many other hosting organizations, Libsyn have a strict policy that does not allow access to your private information by anyone. Here is our daily podcast lineup on Apple Podcasts. Mondays, the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show podcast. Tuesday, the Presentations Japan series. And every second Tuesday, the Business Tachijin no Oshier show. Wednesdays, the Sales Japan series. Thursdays, the Leadership Japan series. And every second Thursday, the Business Pro Podcasto show. Fridays, the Japan Business Master Show podcast. And Saturdays, Japan's top business interviews. This is episode number 372, and today we're talking about creating crowd anticipation in your speeches in Japan. Pasedena, January 31, 1993. Michael Jackson performs at the Super Bowl. He suddenly pops out of the smoke onto the stage and strikes a dramatic pose facing right. He holds that pose for 1 minute and 8 seconds, not moving a muscle. He makes one change and looks left. He holds that same pose for another 20 seconds before he takes off his sunglasses and then starts singing and dancing. Imagine a whole football stadium with nearly 100,000 fans there and a viewing audience of 91 million. You have to possess tremendous guts and self-belief to hold that monster crowd in the palm of your hand and stand there motionless for over a minute. This is an extreme case, and none of us would dream of walking up onto a stage in front of a business audience and just standing there motionless and not speaking for over a minute. It would be considered weird, and we would lose credibility with the crowd. What could we do, though, to build some anticipation for the things we are saying? Often, when we are nervous, we speak too fast and too much. So there are no breaks to allow the audience members to digest what we are saying. It's like the rolling breakers in the surf, each one crashing over the top of the previous one. We crush our audience with our information as it hits them in waves and overwhelms them. I saw a demonstration of great anticipation many years ago at a business presentation. The speaker was not on the front of the stage when he was announced. There was a pause of about 20 seconds after that, and then when we heard his voice, he was nowhere in sight. The reason for that was he was at the back of the hall behind us, and he started speaking out of our vision. People were craning their necks and looking around for the source of the voice. Slowly, he made his way to the front and continued his talk. It was quite effective to build some anticipation and to differentiate him from just about every other talk we had attended up to that point. It also worked in a business context and wasn't considered weird or strange. Usually, when the speaker is announced, they head for their laptop on stage and start playing around with it to get the slides up. Once the slide deck is visible, they start their presentation. No anticipation going on here, only annoyance on the part of the audience for the delay in getting proceedings underway. What if we switched things up a bit and made sure we were not the one doing the mechanics on the slide deck? We can get someone else to organize that for us and make our way straight to the center of the stage. In this way, we are creating our first impression as a professional. Rather than starting immediately, we could hold the audience in anticipation of what is to come. Not for over a minute, like Michael Jackson, but 15 seconds is quite a long time to hold them there before we start. Find out more. We come back from the break. Our show today is brought to you by our public courses, but we also do custom in-house programs. We do them in Japanese, we do them in English, we do them in our super safe classroom, and we do them live online. Okay, our show today is being brought to you by, on the 15th of February, we're doing our Leadership Training for Managers program, 3-day version. On the 19th and 20th, we're doing high-impact presentations. On the 1st of March, we'll be doing our Dale Carnegie course, the 12-week version. Go to our website, dale-carnegie.co.jp. That's Dale, D-A-L-E, Carnegie, C-A-R-N-E-G-I-E.co.jp. Lots and lots of value there for you. To do better in Japan, email me at greg.story, that's greg.story, S-T-O-R-Y, at dalecarnegie.com. If you like learning by watching videos, then we have over 2,300 there for you at Tokyo, Japan, Dale Carnegie TV on YouTube. We release 3 shows every week on YouTube. The Cutting Edge Japan Business Show, that's the premier business show on Japan, every Monday, Tokyo time. Fridays, we have the Japan Business Mastery Show, and on Saturdays, we release Japan's top business interviews, where I interview leaders from SMEs right up to the corporate captains of industry on one topic, leading in Japan. Now, every second Thursday, we release the Business Pro Television Show. Get my best-selling books on business in Japan. The Bible on Selling, Japan Sales Mastery, that's Zaegyo in Japanese, Japan Business Mastery, and Japan Presentations Mastery, which is Anata mo Present no Tachijin in translation, plus Stop Wasting Money on Training, which in Japanese is Training de Okane o Mudnisu no wa Yamimashou. And all are available on Amazon. Welcome back. When we do this, our opening has to be a blockbuster because we have built the expectation by driving up the tension from the beginning. A very mundane greeting, such as thanking the organizers for the chance to talk, will not suffice. We need an opening that is so powerful that the audience is now fully concentrated on us and are eager to hear more of what we have to say. It could be a quote, a statistic, a fact, or a story. Whatever it is, we have to make sure it really connects with the audience. The worst thing to do is build up audience expectations and then not deliver and bring everyone down. Doom and gloom is a great content piece and superior to hope and a bright future. We are more moved by fear than we are by gain. So appealing to everyone's risk-averse nature is a good place to begin. For example, we hold the crowd for 15 seconds, then unleash. In the next 10 years, the very fabric of Japanese society is going to be torn and shredded. At about the 10-second mark, they are wondering what is going on and why we are not starting straight away. That pattern interrupt, followed by such a brazen headline, will have the whole room hungry for the explanation. Depends, of course, on the theme of your talk, but look for something seriously gloomy and scary to kick things off. That fabric of Japanese society start could lead into a talk about the breakdown of cultural harmony. Here, as poorly educated foreigners from third world countries flood in to fill the jobs the Japanese can't or won't do. We could talk about consequent rising crime, the spread of drugs, intra-foreigner tribal violence, and a whole host of other scary topics. During our talk, we can slightly elongate our pauses for effect. Great comedians are known for their comic timing. They've memorized their script, and their talent is in the art of the release of the punchline. We have to take a page out of their book and look for the pause before we lower the boom with our release of the various punchlines we've arranged for the topic. Some major ramification or danger sign or new development or whatever it is we are focusing on for the presentation. Generally speaking, we need to be hitting some high point every 5 minutes in the talk to keep the audience with us. That means being able to use pauses and hitting keywords or phrases like a maestro. The pause creates the vacuum for the key word or phrase to fill. If there is a pause both before and after, it really lifts the power of the word or phrase we have chosen. Those variations in tone and strength is what creates the interest on the part of the audience to keep listening to us. A monotone delivery or a single constant voice strength delivery are too boring to keep the crowd with us. We can learn from Michael Jackson's guts and adapt the idea to our business world. We grab everyone's attention and we keep the delivery in a business context, which only adds to our personal and professional brands. Did you get value from today's show? If you did, then share the love around with your family, friends, and colleagues. Don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast. Until the next episode, go out there and apply the learnings from today and become a presentations legend amongst your circle. Thank you for joining me, and please tune in next week. Remember, I'm in your corner, your go-to guy for soft skills training in Tokyo, committed to your success here in Nippon.